The beach was vulnerable. On January 3rd, we had a tremendous storm that almost took out everything down at Coast Guard Beach. So there was a tremendous amount of moisture and dampness, if you will, in the marsh and in the sand dunes and the beach itself. Just a lot of water in it. And that January storm came very close to the kind of destruction we saw in February. So by the February 6th, 7th, and 8th, the beach was vulnerable.
But on this particular storm, we had been warned that a big storm was coming, a big nor'easter, and I'll never forget the day before. It was a beautiful day, and Henry Lind, our natural resources officer, was in front of town hall, and I mentioned something to Henry about the coming storm, and he said to me, I looked up at the sky, and he says, yeah, this is what the old timers would call a weather breeder, kind of the calm before the storm.
So I took a ride down there just to evaluate what was going on, and as I was driving back, it was getting to be close to the high tide point. It was probably an hour or two before high tide. And one of the washovers that we had been experiencing was starting to see some seawater coming through from the ocean side into the marsh. And I probably was the last person that drove back off that trail before the storm, because and I made it through that one spot and looked back, and 2 or 3 more waves put several feet of water through that area, and it was no longer passable. And then the storm continued to develop during the day. At sunset, it was
I lived for years at Nassau Light, summers in a small cottage on the top of the beach, and then in the keeper's house at the lighthouse. And, year after year after year, it was a beautiful place to be during that storm, but scary. And one of the most impressive things outside of watching the ocean was the sound of the wind. And the wind blowing between the lighthouse itself and the house, the keeper's house, was just tremendous noise. And then if you actually get down on the beach during the storm on the 6th, it was just a deafening roar with the ground itself just shaking with each wave. And that went on for days.
Part of the storm seemed to hit that night, the night of February 6th. So it was a howling rainstorm all night.
Probably turned from snow to rain. Probably middle of the night, right after midnight, it started warming up. It seemed like there was warm tropical air offshore that was just mixing with all that humidity and moisture and rain, precipitation that was coming down, and that's when it changed. And it was all melted. It was all gone by the next day.
7th dawned, and very early I called the Eastham Police Department, just as I usually would do, to check on what was going on, but of course with special interest this morning. And I remember the dispatcher saying to me, oh my God, you would not believe Coast Guard Beach. And I said, what do you mean? She said, you should just get down there. You will not believe it. Everything's washed away.